Bernie came up to me and he said, Pat, could you do me a favor? You teach at the high school. He was principal of an elementary school in town. He said, I've never known if I was smart or not. And you have access to the permanent records of graduates of Beaufort High School. Could you just bring me my permanent record? Totally illegal, of course, but I was 21. And give it to me and let me look up my IQ, because that'll give me at least a hint, an example of whether I'm smart or not. But Bernie, no problem. I go in, get Bernie's permanent record, open it up, look at his IQ, and I believe it was 135. Good, really good one. But I have an idea. So since I give my kids and place their IQs into these permanent records, I take Bernie's 135 IQ out and throw it over my head. And then I look for a new IQ for Bernie Shine, my best friend. I select a 69. I put it in, mess it up. So poor Bernie, I take it to a party that not everybody knows what I've done. The trick is known, and we're at a party, we're dancing, having fun. But when I walked in and threw Bernie his permanent record, everybody knew what was happening. And finally Bernie gets to his IQ. And he looked like he'd been shot in the foot. I'd never seen such a stricken look on a human being's face in my life. And I started feeling badly about what I'd done, but it was done. So finally the record machine goes off, and George Garbage, my friend with a great southern accent, says, Bernie, you look like you've seen a ghost, boy. Bernie looks up to the whole party and says, I'm an idiot. When he found out what I had done, he was slightly miffed, I must tell you. He was slightly irritated. But, I thought he'd gotten over it, but he planned revenge. He told me that. My revenge, when it comes, it will be horrible. In 1976, the Great Santini came out. And I think it sold 5,000 copies, including intergalactic sales. Not much happened to it at all, but I was happy. Read a novel. I was proud. So I get a letter from Jimmy Carter, who was in the White House. And so I opened the letter, thinking my life has changed. Presidents are now writing me at my home. And it was on White House stationery. Dear Pat, Rosalind and I have been reading your book out loud at night before we go to bed. Not since I read Herman Melville at the Naval Academy have I been so moved by a book. So I am strutting around the house. Oh, yeah. And we'd like you to come up to the White House where we will throw you a dinner party with the luminaries of our time in attendance. So I'm going, well, I'll probably have an ambassadorship to a small country. And I'm going around, I'm having a ball, and I'm thinking, this is great. My life is about to change. So I called the number at the White House from the stationery, tell them who I was. They put me on hold for an hour. And finally, a Secret Service guy comes on. And Jimmy Carter's never heard of me, my novel, never heard of the Great Santini. And he and the Secret Service like to know about my fixation on the president. The Prince of Times came out in 1986. And it is the first book that actually sold to real human beings. I actually, had a lot of people coming to that. So I'm in a hotel in Seattle, Washington. And I come back from a signing, and there's a note, and it says, please call Barbara Streisand. And I said, hey, Bernie, Conroy ain't got no 69 IQ. Portland, Oregon, call Barbara Streisand. In Chicago, I answer the telephone, and there's an angry voice on the other end. Why haven't you called me back? This is Barbara Streisand. Not bad, Bernie. I didn't know you could talk like a girl. Talk like a girl, you're the rudest person I've ever met. Everybody returns my phone calls, pal. I heard a little about Brooklyn, more than Beaufort, South Carolina. Are you really Barbara Streisand? Who the hell do you think I am? I said, prove it. Sing the first line of People. Miss Streisand, I grovelingly apologize. And I must now tell you about my friend, Bernie Shine.